Welcome to Talking Mopars, episode number 157. This is a replay of a live stream that I recorded, and I was basically just going on to YouTube and Facebook Live just to talk Mopars and do the supporter giveaway, catch up on that, and it was an open house. And my buddy Robert Layton joined me, and you can follow him on YouTube, Layton Welding. And also my buddy Dusten from Dutch Guy's Garage on YouTube also showed up to talk Mopars with me. We basically just sat around and had a good time talking Mopars. And, it was a good time. Sometimes I like to just jump on live and just talk and see what happens, see who joins me. And it's usually a good time. So that's this week's episode. I hope you all enjoy it. So without further ado, if you are a Mopar enthusiast, then you are in the right place. Don't go anywhere. You're tuned into the best Mopar enthusiast-driven podcast on planet Earth, and I'm your host, Chris Albrecht, better known as the Mopar Hunter, and this is Talking Mopars.
You're listening to Talking Mopars with the Mopar Hunter, your direct connection to all things Mopar.
What's happening, everybody? It is Friday night, 10 p.m. Pacific, and it's a little cold out in the garage, a little bored, and I've got to catch up on some things, namely the supporter giveaway, but I figure it'd be a good night to do an open house and just talk Mopars. So what I'm going to do is, for anybody that may want to join the chat, I'm not sure if anybody's going to be lively tonight enough to join, but if you want to, I'm going to post a link to the chat in the comment section. So if you want to join me on screen, feel free. What's up, Polly? So let's get some business out of the way first. I need to catch up on some supporter giveaways. I think the last one I did was in August, so I've got 4 to catch up on. So let's knock that out real quick. The supporter giveaway is for people that financially support me on Facebook. It sounds like some Section 8 shit, but it's not. Just paying a little bit of extra cash for some bonus content, which I'm also going to be working on later when this live is over. So it is coming. I will be caught up by the end of the year. Let me share this screen. Let's see here. All right. So as you can see, we have the wheel of names with 26 names. What's up, Dutch? And Dutch is on there. So we're going to spin this sucker 4 times. And once again, I've been wanting to redo my office for a while. And I have a lot of really cool memorabilia, some Mopar stuff, all authentic, framed Mopar vintage ads out of magazines. I like that kind of stuff for man cave, garage, and I like to give it away when I'm ready to refresh. And these are some cool ones. I've got to make way for some other ones that I have that have been waiting to hang up, so I'll be giving these away today. So first one up is a really sweet Plymouth ad. Check this out. See if you can see that. Right? Pretty sweet. So that'll be the first one to head out today. Very nice ad. Great for your office, garage, man cave, wherever you want to put it. So let's give this wheel a spin and see who the lucky winner is. And then once we're done doing the giveaways, we'll talk Mopars. Maybe jump on eBay or something. You're shitting me. Wow. Oh, there you go, Dustin. Send me your shipping information. I'll get this out to you, buddy. Wow, that could not have gone any more suspiciously. Oh, that's funny. Congratulations, dude. That's cool. So Dustin wins one of the giveaway prizes. Let's spin this thing again. Who is our next lucky winner? Yeah, totally rigged, right? Chris London. You're going to win the next one. The next one is I don't want to sabotage any future sponsorships, so I won't say my feelings on Fram air filters and oil filters. But this is a really cool Socks and Martin ad for Fram. Very cool ad. These have all been on my wall for several years, and I think they're badass. But I also have, the funny thing is I have doubles of a lot of this stuff. So I'll have to go through, I have like binders full of ads because I was going to have this place entirely decked out, but I needed some acoustic treatment on the walls, so I didn't have enough room. It would be rigged if Paulie was on here since he's not a subscriber. All right. The next ad is a Quaker State motor oil ad. Check this out. I thought that was pretty badass. So let's see who wins that. What's up, Layton? The wheel of destiny spins. Oh shit! You've got to be kidding me, Johnny Mopar. What is that? It would seem rigged, but most of my subscribers, I know everybody, so it's fun giving stuff away to people that I know. So, Johnny Mopar, Dutch, I will sign yours. I'll sign it in Sharpie on the glass. That way, when you get tired of it, you can just erase it with some alcohol. So, Johnny, you win the Quaker State Racing motor oil ad. Yeah, Layton, it's been a while since I've been live, man. I've seen other people doing lives, and I just haven't really had a chance to jump on, or I've been listening to the lives doing something. But I was being a pussy today, and it was cold out in the garage, and I'm still waiting on some parts, and I just had a couple little things to do on the car. Next one, this is another. I had a lot of oil related ads. This is another Socks and Martin ad. Valvoline. This is a cool one. Second generation Barracuda. Socks and Martin. Very cool ads. I love giving these away just because they're so cool and they're unique. You know what I mean? I can go buy a cool Mopar flag or a cool Mopar sign or something, but these are a little bit more personable because I chose them and I framed them myself. Actually, it's funny because a lot of them, I had a company, a legit company that I started along with the Mopar Hunter called Rumblebird Garage. And I was actually doing this, framing these ads and the 2-page spreads on 11 by 17 frames. And I was going to swap meets and selling them for, I think it ranged. I think I started off selling them at 15 a piece for these and 20 or 30 for the 11 by 17s. And then eventually it was like, I was giving out deals like, oh, buy 2 and get 2 for 20 and stuff like that. But it was really fun. It made good money and it was really fun, but it was super time consuming going through all the I mean, I had so much fun doing it, but it was just super time consuming. So let's see who wins the last ad. Matt Ellis, winner, winner, chicken dinner. All right. Awesome. So I will be reaching out to all of you guys unless you send me your information first, and we'll get those shipped out before Christmas. Awesome. Those are always fun. Hey, if I can get some more subscribers, then we'll be giving away some really cool stuff. Maybe I'll give away F bodies and not Camaros. But yeah. Let's let's hunt some Mopars. Layton, it's funny because usually when I go on YouTube, somebody is live, and I think it's awesome. I think it's great. It's tough though because it's like when somebody else is live, I really don't want to go live because I feel bad. Layton, what's up, buddy?
What's going on, man?
How long were you live, man?
2 hours.
Oh, right on. Who'd you have visit you?
I had Barrows and Danny Boyd, Dane Stevenson,
Right on.
Square Body Stuff, Rich GT350R, and Irish Outlaw Garage. He jumped on there for a little while with me.
Hell yeah.
Open mic, talk about whatever, have fun.
Those are the best, man. I love just talking shit.
I got home and just like, you know what? I'm gonna go out to shop and go live.
Hell yeah. How's the project coming along?
Man, I've been so busy with my wife working now the last little bit. She's always working. 318 that was originally going to go in the car is over there.
Yeah. All blown apart.
My 440 is over here on the floor. Travis Mopar Garage ended up giving me a 440 and a transmission. We was on live one night. He's like, "Hey, I got a 440. Come get it." I was like,
yeah.
"The what?" He said, "Yeah, come get it."
Oh, I love friends like that.
Yeah, and the only reason I've known him is from the YouTube stuff. And
hell yeah.
He's like 40 minutes from the house.
Like hearing that.
So he
that's cool.
Sponsored me a 440. I was like, man, you just made my dream come true. A 440 in the Aspen.
Hell yeah, man. Gosh, I'll tell you, this little ecosystem of people and channels is just super cool because you get, you meet so many different people, and then eventually people from all over the country. I was talking to somebody recently. I was like, I would feel pretty secure if I had to drive across the country, because I'm pretty sure if something were to happen in any given state, I could probably throw out a message and get somebody to help me within a couple hours.
Oh, no doubt. No doubt.
Yeah.
You can make a post on your page and be like, hey, I'm at so-and-so, mile marker so-and-so in whatever town's close to me. Within like 20 minutes, you're going to have someone saying, hey, I'm right down the road.
Yeah. It's crazy how that works, but it's the internet. You have access to so many people from all over the world, not just the country. It's just insane. It makes these fun events like No Name Nationals, Duct Tape Drags, Muscle Cars at the Strip, events like that fun because, not everybody can make it all the way across the country or whatever. So if you just get these groups of people in certain demographical areas, it's just really cool going to a place and hanging out with all your buddies that you normally talk to on the internet.
I know you was planning on coming to No Name and stuff didn't work out for you and all that, but man, that
I've heard good things.
Awesome event.
Yeah,
something I've never did. I've always been let's go race in the streets. Let's go to these outlaw tracks and go racing on sketchy surfaces. That's been me my whole life. That's what I grew up. So going to something like that where it's not, I've got a 480 Mustang with twin turbo LS and I've got this and that. And everyone showed up with what they had and had a good time. I was like, I've never done this really.
No, that's cool, man.
But yeah, Duct Tape Drags, I want to go to that. That's an awesome looking event. I've watched some videos and read about it. I was like, man, it's cool.
There's so many cool events. It really is a shame. There's so many. Like, I keep thinking about it. I'm like, there's no physical way I could get to all of them. And I can't afford to get to all of them, even if I wanted to.
Oh, yeah.
So having to pick and choose really pisses me off. But it's like, what can you do? You know what I mean? So it's just a matter of, I guess, whichever ones are more convenient or cheaper. Like, it's just one of those things. Yeah, the
Oh,
stalking Mopars. That was Johnny Mopar gave me that name.
Tim
uh,
Mopar stopped in and hang out with us too.
hell yeah.
Sorry, Tim, I missed your name, I think.
Yeah, I like doing those videos, and it's funny because when I started posting them on my Facebook page, I was getting a lot of hate for them because they're like, if you came onto my property, I would shoot you. I was like, I'm not going onto people's property, man. It's all public. I would never invade somebody's personal space like that. But if you leave your cars out where people can see them and they can be videoed from the street, that's on you. I haven't been shot at yet. Haven't been yelled at yet. And I try to knock on doors too. If I see a car, I'll try to contact the owner and at least get some of the story because that's part of the fun.
Oh yeah.
A lot of the times they don't answer.
I want to do that more because I know where some cars are at, but it's like, I don't have time right now.
Yeah. Hey, you never know who you're gonna meet. You might, meet somebody who turns out to be a cool friend, and then eventually they sell the car to you. You never know.
No, my wife would kill me if I buy another car.
Around here, it's not like other parts of the country where there's so many everywhere. It's like I don't think there's very many Mopars around here that people don't know about. So it's like for local guys, when I post videos and stuff, I'll get people reaching out to me telling me even further backstory, like, oh, that car's been there for like 20 years. And I'm like, oh, crazy.
There is I think it's a Challenger. I could be wrong but I think it's a Challenger. I'm not very fluent on my Mopars because
Sure.
I grew up Chevrolet guy. Now I'm 2 Chevys in the driveway, 2 Dodges in the driveway, or technically on the side of the driveway. But it's been sitting there for years, covered up with a tarp. And I was like, man, I really want to stop and just talk to this guy about this car. Because I remember seeing it when I was like 6 and 7 years old, sit in the same spot.
Oh,
it's
man.
like, please do something with it.
Yeah, that kills me when I see that because I'm like, man, there's so many people that would just.
It's not a bad looking car. It's still got good paint on it. It's got some Krager or something like Krager SS wheels or something on it. I don't know.
Oh, okay.
But it's like, do something with it, please. I hate seeing old cars sit.
Absolutely.
That's right.
Dutch guys.
I've been looking for a picture. I don't know if someone's done it. I'm sure someone has done this to an Aspen, but like the Hemi hoods on the darts and stuff, I want that hood on the Aspen.
Oh man, you're talking right up Dustin's alley. He's got one.
Yeah, that like I posted on a group, and he's like, because I said something about 440s and the Aspen, yeah. I want to do fender well headers on my Aspen. My Aspen's cut out the front end, like someone gutted the front end on this car.
Oh, okay.
And so some people's like, you got to have manual brakes. It's like, no, you're not seeing what I'm saying. I just wanted to see who's done it. Because I've got a bandsaw over here, and I've got a TIG welder and a MIG welder. I will make my own headers. I don't give a crap what they look like. Header wrap is a beautiful thing for crafts.
Yeah.
People that can't weld.
I've been seeing some people make some pretty sweet. Jed's one of them. These guys making some pretty sweet zoomies. I've seen some pretty cool stuff out there. People are starting to get a little bit. I think for a while there, people were scared to like go too far outside the norm. You know what I mean? Afraid of what people would think.
Jezebel has the exhaust sticking out right in front of the back tire. I was like, that's the first car I've seen like that. Then I was watching another video somewhere. I don't remember if it was a movie or a TV show or something or what it was. Don't even remember. But I seen that exhaust pipe and I thought of Jed. I was like, that's funny. Jed's was the first one I've seen like that. Unless maybe Mad Max might have had it on a vehicle.
Jed's car is like the ultimate no fucks given car. Like
I love it.
He doesn't give a shit. And I
got to meet him at No Name.
Yeah.
And see the car.
Did you see it run when it blew the transmission?
Yes.
Oh man, when I heard about that, I was like, "No way, dude! That's crazy."
I was standing in the staging lanes, kind of watching the track, and I seen it. I was like, "Oh God, maybe it's just a dry shaft." I looked, I was like, "Oh no, that's not a dry shaft."
Oh man, yeah. When I heard about that, I was like, I was talking to some people, and we were all like, "That's crazy." Like, I've never seen that, and a bunch of people that I was with never seen that. So, yeah, I was just happy that he brought Jezebel out to the track, because I know for a minute there it was like, he wasn't sure if he was actually going to bring Jezebel out there. And when I heard he did, and when I heard that he was making passes with her, I was like, oh, that's awesome.
I will say this. He could have almost called it Mopar Nationals.
With lots of Mopars?
That was the most Mopars I've seen in my life.
Oh, my God.
It's like in our area, it's always Fox bodies and S10s and Camaros.
Yeah.
So, there's always been a few Mopar guys around, like a guy down the road. His dad's got a few Mopars. He's got a couple of them, and they're big racers. And he just started a YouTube channel about a month ago, because he said, I want to go to No Name, and they got a dart with a big Hemi in it, and I'm talking a big Hemi.
Oh, yeah?
It's a small setup. He's like, I want to go to No Name. I'm like, dude, freaking come on with it. Because they got a Dodge Omni that they call the Nitro Bandit.
Oh, cool.
It's freaking sweet. It's got the big slicks in the back. It's bright orange.
Hell yeah.
And they got I think they got 2 Barracudas and a Duster. So, they're diehard Mopar guys. And I've known them since, I was like 10 or 11, or 11 or 12. Met them at the local racetrack. Just like my buddy Big Block 402, met him at the racetrack.
So when did you actually so if you're a Chevy guy, when did you actually get into Mopars then?
I guess the first Dodge that I actually owned I was probably 14, 15. My dad had an 89 Dodge truck with a 360.
Okay.
And we didn't have that stupid truck. I say stupid truck. Didn't have it a week, if that long, and some woman ran the red light, smashed it with the truck. Like crap. So we fixed it, and that's the last time that truck drove, is because the transmission went out. So I played with it some, and I ended up selling it. But then I ended up having a couple of Dakotas here and there, and then I got into doing custom trucks, air riding, this and that. Got out of all the racing scene.
Okay.
Went through a couple of Hondas. I had to go through my Honda stage, I guess. Then I bought this Dodge Dakota at the auction, and Big Block 402's brother, he's got a YouTube channel now. It's called Mopar Michael, and he's got some Barracudas, a Little Red Express, a couple Neons, PT Cruisers that will shock the crap out of you. But he's like, I bought this Aspen. I said, that car's coming home with me. I want that car. I said, I'm gonna make you a deal you can't refuse. So I said, hey, the 65 AMC Ambassador that I had, I'll give you that. I'll give you the Neon, and you can take all the SRT4 stuff I bought off of you back. I said, for that one car. I said, because that car is coming to my house.
What about it made you want it so bad?
Yeah, we was walking through the auction. I done bought the truck. We were standing there. I was telling my buddy, I said, man, I like that car, just the look of it.
Yeah.
The paint scheme of it, the look of it. I love that car. And Mike was like, oh, yeah, I bought this one too. I said, that's my car. Just to let you know that. Then talking to him, he's like, we got a buddy that owns a scrapyard in that same town where the auction was, like 30 minutes up the road. And he's like, this is Mike's old car. So got the car to the house, or he took the car home, and eventually he texted me. He said, you know what? I'll do the deal. You want the car? We'll do it. So I go up to the scrapyard one day. And I said, hey, Mike, did you used to own a red and white 79 Aspen? He said, yeah. He said it had a 408 in it, and they dropped a cam in it. And I've still got the lifters, I guess, out of that motor that they ruined, because the end of the lifters are just trashed.
Okay.
And I said, well, I got that car. He said, man, it's crazy. He said, I bought that car for the motor. And it sat behind the dealership for years.
Wow.
And I gotta remember to get the title to that car still. Michael's got it. But man, just the looks of that car and the paint scheme that was on it, even though it was faded,
Yeah.
I just loved it. I was like, that's different. I've never seen an Aspen before. Like, that's the first Aspen I ever seen in my life.
Wow, really?
And I just fell in love with it. It's like, this is the car I want.
That's great. It's funny because it's like with Mopars, like the last car you would expect somebody to be like, I fell in love with it, except for unless your name's Dutch, guys. Like I fell in love with an Aspen. But that just goes to show, like, I always say it because you get a lot of people that are like, they want to, when you talk about getting a Mopar project car, they're always so, you know, it's got to be a Charger or a Roadrunner or Challenger or Cuda. And
I'm too broke for that.
well, me too. I got lucky. But it's like, it's refreshing to me because I always say there's more Mopars out there that are cool. You know, it's all subjective. You know what I mean? You think your Aspen, when you saw it, you wanted that car. You're like, that's my car. I want that car. Some guys just have, they've got, what is it? Champagne taste with like Coors Light budget. You know what I mean? They're like, oh, I want a Charger. It's like, hey man.
I don't know. I don't want to step across the lines and calling it a Mopar. The neons.
It's a Mopar.
It's not. Some people get fuzzy in that area with the whole
It's a Mopar. It's a fucking Mopar.
Big Buck 402 and his brother Michael, when I was like 11 or 12, they showed up at the track with this little neon.
Yeah.
75 shot on it, running like 850s in eighth or 820s in eighth or whatever it was.
Okay.
And I was just like, that car looks cool. It's got slicks on the front of it. It's awesome. Just, I walk up to the car and just start talking to them. I'm 11 or 12. I'm just amazed at this little car because everyone had, you know, these big block Chevys and Fords and a couple Mopar guys, you know. I fell in love with that car and I stayed connected with Steven and Michael for the last 17 years. And now Big Block 402 is like literally like 5 miles from my house. So it just, the loop of things come back to then that Aspen. And I guess that neon was the first kind of bite. And you know, Fast and the Furious come out with the Charger. And
oh yeah.
man, I hate to say this, I love Chargers and all, but I've seen so many daggum Chargers built the exact same way as Fast and the Furious. It makes me sick in my stomach.
No, I get it, man.
Do something creative with it besides Fast and Furious, please.
You know, I go back and forth because if somebody handed me a Charger that looked like the Fast and Furious Charger, I wouldn't kick it out of my garage. You know what I mean? But if I'm gonna build a car, I want it to be a little bit different.
Yeah.
You know, like
I mean, if you're just gonna give it to me, I'll take the keys, drive it like it is.
For sure. But going back to the whole neons aren't Mopars thing, that mentality cracks me up because I'm like, just because it's front wheel drive and a 4-cylinder, I know guys that, I mean, there's 10-second front wheel drive turbo Mopars. Much like I've known people that have built crazy Hondas that would blow the doors off of Hemi cars, maybe not a full drag car or anything, but
not this one down the road.
9-10-second Honda front wheel drive cars that you can drive on the street. It's insane.
No.
Everybody's got their own taste. But the Mopar guys, like the old school Mopar guys that are like, oh, front wheel drive, that's not a Mopar. It is a Mopar. It's not a muscle car. Like I'm not gonna jump into neon, you know, no matter how fast it is and call it a muscle car. I'm not gonna do it.
No, we're calling muscle cars.
They're not muscle cars. Mopars, yes. Muscle cars, no. Because if I was in my Dodge Daytona Shelby Z and somebody said that's not a Mopar, I'd laugh right in their face. You're wrong. But you know, the F bodies have grown on me. Thanks to Dutch.
I like Dutch. He's got Aspens. I'm like, all right, this is the guy I can ask for information.
Well, it's like once I started checking out his content and seeing his cars all over the place, the one with the Hemi hood scoop is the one that got me. I was like, God, that looks badass. I thought it was cool. And then it's funny because
maybe that's where I got the idea from.
Probably, yeah. I think he's the only, Dutch, are you the only one with the
I know we
Hemi hood scoop?
Yeah,
he says the Hemi scoops are wider than the body lines on the hood for a 76 to 79 F body. You'd have to cut the scoop around those. Yeah, because I'd seen the 43 cars and the wide body cars, and while I thought they were cool, I just never really got into them. But the more I hung around Dutch and they kept popping up and being in my face, I was like, yeah, those are pretty badass. I like those things. Because they were wide body before wide body was like the in thing to do. Now everybody's doing it.
I've seen someone sent me a link to like these kits for the Aspen. I guess you can do different kits with the wide body setups and all that, but I don't want to do the wide body. They're cool. That's not something I want to do. I want to leave it just like it is body wise, except for a Hemi hood scoop.
Hell yeah. There's nothing wrong with that, man. Anytime I talk to, so are you still a Chevy guy, or are you over on the dark side now? Are you a Mopar guy?
After I kind of got a little bit older and stopped getting I don't want to say this wrong. Like I grew up Chevrolet. My cousin had Chevrolet. So I was like, oh, Chevy, forget Ford, forget Dodge. When I got older, like actually started getting in more in depth in the cars, it's like looking at the Cudas, looking at the trucks and different things. I'm open to anything. I've had Volkswagens, I've had Toyotas, Dodge, Chevy, Ford. I'm gonna lose count here in a minute. I've had so many cars, Buicks, Cadillac.
So what you're saying is you're a car guy.
Yeah, car guy.
Yeah. There's nothing wrong with that. I joke and I say I'm a car guy with a fetish for Mopars. That's what I say. On my show when I'm solo and just doing a solo podcast, I have a segment called Project Car of the Week, and it's usually from Craigslist that I find something that I find interesting. And one of my buddies
still around.
Oh yeah. People think it's dead now. Marketplace is giving it a run for its money. I'll say that. There's a lot of good shit on Marketplace. I've been hearing people say it, and I agree. I've been seeing some really crazy shit on Marketplace. It's really good. But
scrolling through stuff like that, just looking for something.
Oh yeah. My buddy Dave sent me this thing. Now it's local to me. It's over in Spokane, so it's across the state. But I've seen this truck before, and because I got rid of my Mr. Norm tin grill truck, I've been kind of jonesing for another one. And I want to talk about this truck because I want to see. We've got some people in the chat. I want to see what they think about this because I think it's cool, but I could see where people would think it's kind of weird. But it is a tin grill. But I want to see what people think. Let me see if I can find it here. So, this is a 78 Dodge, okay? It's the ad says 78 Dodge hot rod truck, has a 440 big block with a B-body 4-speed pistol grip shifter, has 1970 Roadrunner scoops welded in the box sides, has a B-body 8 3/4 with a 391 sure grip. Truck runs and drives, sounds cool, and gets compliments everywhere it goes. The guy wants 10 grand for it, 10.5. But I think it's cool. It's got the hood scoops for the Ram Charger, the N96 Ram Charger package. It's got the 70 Roadrunner side scoops. But what kills me and what I wanted to do with the Mr. Norm truck, I wanted to put an 833 4-speed in it. And put the B-body shifter in it. Oh, God, that looks so badass. It's got the tough wheel. The truck looks pretty damn clean. Plus, it runs and drives, and it's a 440 truck. You could get some fatties in the back. It looks like he tubbed it out. But
I love the front end thing.
It looks good. I at first I wasn't sure how I felt about the scoops, but after looking at it, I kind of dig this thing. So I'm wondering, a 10.5, I was asking $30,000 for the Mr. Norm truck. when it all came down to it, I think the trade was equivalent to 25 or 30,000. But when I see this thing for 10.5, the cheap bastard in me goes, that's too much money for the truck. But it's a running and driving big block truck with a 4-speed in it. It's got everything I want in a 10 grill. It's a short bed. I feel like 10.5 isn't a bad price. If I had $10,000, I'd probably go buy this truck. But I'm curious what other people think.
I mean, from my point of view, I mean, I see 10.5 there.
Yeah, I mean, I would have to get closer to it, but it's a unique color. It doesn't seem to be rotted out. I don't see a rat's nest of wiring, which is common for these 10 grill trucks. You know, it still needs, it's rough around the edges, but I like shit like that. But I just think it has a cool look.
I love the look of it, especially that grill and the headlights. That looks great.
And it's funny because when it comes to 10 grills, you're not going to see another one like, I mean, could somebody build one like this, exactly like this? Yes. But if you get this truck, much like the Mr. Norm truck, you're not going to see another one, most likely, for a long time. It just, I don't know, man. I saw that truck and I was like, damn it. Because I've saw it for sale for roughly the same price before. And it was when I still had my truck. And at the time, I was like, well, I already got mine, so it's all good. But now that I don't have mine and I see this one, I'm like, God, I want another one. Dutch says,
that makes me want to go find a 10 grill truck. Like I'm digging front end. Like,
yeah, no, they're badass. I love those trucks. But this B body shifter right here, the bench seat, actually you could get it in a console too, but the B body shifter, the long handle, that is exactly what I wanted to do to the Mr. Norm truck. And Pete, the guy who I traded the Roadrunner for the truck for, that deal, he put a tough wheel in the Mr. Norm truck and it fit the truck a lot better than the one that I had in it. And I wish I had done that when I saw it. And this truck, it speaks to me. I even like the color. You don't see that color too often. I don't know off the top of my head what color it is, but it's definitely a factory color. The truck just looks, for as wild as it is with all the scoops and shit, I'm like, I don't know. I think it's perfect.
I mean, there's some vehicles that just like that, you know.
Yeah.
Got the paint color of it. I mean, just the way they done the truck, it just works. You could put that paint color on something else and you'd be like, all right, that's the ugliest color ever. But for that truck, it fits it. It looks good.
Yeah, I'm not mad at this thing at all. I like it. If I'm being transparent and being the cheap bastard that I am, I'd probably hit him at like $8,000.
You always go low just to see what you can get.
That's me being generous. Normally, I try to cut him at the knees and go half, but even I know that truck's more than $5,000. It's a running. I always say it all the time. Finding a running and driving cool Mopar for less than $10,000 is really hard to come by these days. And these 10 grill trucks, the thing about them is, like, I know a lot of people, you know, they think about these trucks and they go, oh, they're all rusted out, and most of them are a couple grand. Then you find a clean one. Like, this one looks pretty damn clean from what I can see. These trucks are only going to appreciate in value, especially the clean ones. You know, I'm still trying to figure out how I can get my old truck back. Like, how long it's going to take for me to get enough money to make it worth Pete's while to sell it back to me. Yeah, I saw my friend Dave sent me this and I was like, oh, damn it. Why'd you have to do that? Because I'm like trying to work on this damn Roadrunner, which I love the car, but then I see a fucking 10 grill and I'm like, God, I need another one of those. So it takes my focus away from what I'm supposed to be doing.
That's like I found a 51 Dodge Coronet in a warehouse that they use for parades or like a showpiece for some kind of event. And like it had a bunch of stickers on it, like the fair and this and that. I was like, all right, still got the original flathead in it. It's got one dent in the fender. It's straight. $1,000. I'm looking at it. It's like, man, My wife said I can't buy another car. Which one do I got to get rid of? Like,
Dutch's wife is like trying to get him to buy cars. I'm like, shit, I need her to make a phone call to my wife.
like I need my truck to throw junk in and not worry about it. Because the wife's not gonna let me use her Suburban. Not happening. My little daily driver Cavalier, that ain't worth much. I paid $500 for it.
Yeah.
Man, I was like, I can't get rid of this Aspen. I'm looking at the car. I said, man, if I do this, I'm the stupidest person in the world. But it's a 51 Cornet with a flathead. I'm looking at it. I said, I'm getting off here. And I thought about that car for 2 weeks straight. And I would come home and I'd stare at the Aspen. Just stare at it. It's like, I can't do it. Like, I'm not even going to message this guy. I was like, no, I'm keeping the Aspen. I done worked hard to get this thing.
Yeah.
Get it off Michael. I was like, I'm keeping this car. And my buddy's like, oh, you'll sell it. You'll sell it. I was like, no, you don't understand. Like, I like this car as much as I like my first car, the 86 Monte Carlo. That was my first car. Like, I love this car as much as I love the Monte that I've been searching for 7-8 years. I sold it, but I sold it, bought a house.
Yeah, you know, there are certain cars that I don't know. For me, my first project Mopar was my '69 Dart, and I still, you know, I got a pretty damn nice Roadrunner in the garage, and still, if I see a Dart, I'm like, damn, I miss my Dart. Like every time, I'll get these thoughts in my head, like, damn, I wish I had my truck back, or fucking, I'll see a car for sale, and I'm like, damn, I want that thing. And then I have to remember I got a fucking project in the garage that's pretty badass, and I go out there and I go, yeah, that's right. Fuck, I can't believe. Sometimes I can't believe I have the fucking car, dude. I really can't. I go out there and I'm like, is this fucking really mine? Here's a story I haven't told yet. So I actually scratched the car. So my fence blew over in this fucking windstorm we had. So I was repairing the fence, and I needed to grab a straight edge and a couple sawhorses. And I told myself if I ever scratched that car or damaged it, I'd kill myself. So I grabbed the straight edge and I turned next to my toolbox to grab the sawhorses that are leaning against the wall. And I hear ding, and I was like, fuck. Because the straight edge I had was a piece of flat stock aluminum, and it was like 3 feet long. So when I turned, it hit the fucking car. And I fucking, as soon as I heard ding, I turned and I was like, motherfucker. Oh, I was so pissed. And then I look, sure as shit, there's a scratch in the fucking car. And I wanted to fucking just grab a hammer out of my toolbox and just beat myself in the fucking head until I died. And I was like, I mean, I can't explain to you how angry I was at myself for being so fucking dumb. And I was like, stop. I looked and I was like, I can fix this. So I actually buffed it. Like, it buffed out. Thank God. Now, because I said to myself when I got it into my garage and I realized that it's kind of tight working quarters, I was like, I got to be careful around this fucking thing because I'm going to fucking scratch it if I'm not careful. And then I said, if I fucking scratch this car, I'm going to kill myself. And I do. It took me a while to buff it out, but it buffed out. You can't even see where it happened. So I was like, oh my God, that was like my sign. Like, all right, dipshit, don't ever do that again.
Yeah. Well, I don't want to paint the Aspen because I'm like, if I paint it, I'm going to scratch it.
Dude, this car is so above my league that I'm not the nice car guy. Give me a ratty fucking car that if I dent it, I'm like, all right. Or if I scratch it, okay. No big deal. Having something that nice is not, it stresses me the fuck out.
It's like I drive a 03 Cavalier to work every day.
Yeah.
I drive the Dakota. I paid $500 for that stupid car. I did nothing but drive it. The windows don't even roll down in the stupid car. But the sunroof, the heat, AC works. So that's all that matters. My wife went to town. We had a Dodge van. Stops to look at a freaking Suburban. Just looks at it. And this dealership she goes to is where her dad buys all his farm trucks and stuff at every year. He just test drives it, and she texts me. She said, "Well, we got a Suburban." Jesus Christ! She sent me a picture of it. I was like, "Yeah, that's real nice. I'm gonna scratch it somehow." So I drove it to work one day, and the next day there's like, "Oh, you're selling drugs. You got a different vehicle." Then the next day I come in, I'm back in my car. There's like, "Why do you drive this piece of junk if your wife's got a nice vehicle like that? You got some money somewhere." I said, "Yeah, my wife is a good salesperson." And I was like, "Why don't you buy you a nice vehicle?" I said, "Why? Everything I got's paid for except for that stupid Suburban." I said, "I've got $500 Cavalier, paid $240 for the Dakota, so I just caught the $240 truck." I put $500 in it to get back on the road, but still a $240 truck. And the Aspen, I really don't know what I got in the Aspen. Right now, I did some work for a buddy on his house, got the AMC for it, traded the AMC and the Neon for the Ambassador. I paid $500 for the Neon, thinking gonna be a quick fix, and no, the motor was trash.
Oh man!
Which is $500 is like, maybe it's got a converter on it. No, someone beat me to that. Or did I? I can't remember. It's been too long. Converters don't last long around here because I'm like, I've got a welder, I got pipe.
Yeah.
Except the truck, she won't let me cut them off that.
That's funny. I see Dean has had a similar situation as myself. You know what's funny? I had my Mr. Norm truck, which, you know, it was a nice truck, but I mean, if I would have scratched it, like, it wouldn't have hurt my feelings. I've been like, all right, you know, it's already got scratches on it, no big deal. That fucking Roadrunner, man. I knew eventually something would happen, and I had hoped it wouldn't be anybody else, because I just don't want to have to kill somebody else. I'd rather just beat my head against the wall. But man, I can't tell you how my heart sunk so deep. Like, my heart was in my ass. I was like, you piece of I was so self-deprecating when it happened. I just wanted to kill myself. I was like, you had one job, dude. Don't hurt the fucking car. And what do you do? But once I buffed it out, man, I went inside. I had a drink. I was like, my God, I couldn't stop going, you are so damn lucky. Because the one person I would not want, if I couldn't have buffed it out, the one person I would not want to see it is the guy who traded my truck for the car, because he painted it. And he's like, even when I bought the car, or when we made the trade and I was taking the car home, he was watching me like a hawk when I was loading up all the parts in the car. And he's like, careful, careful. And I was like, I got it, man. Don't worry. And then he goes, I don't even know why I care. It's not even my car anymore. And I was like, yeah, you got a lot of pride, and, you know, you put a lot of work into this fucking thing. So I understand. That's why when that shit happened, I was, oh God. When I think about it now, it still pisses me off that I was dumb enough to do it. But I needed to learn that lesson, and thank God it was repairable. Oh God, I don't even want to think. It make me sick.
I don't know how much work it is. Maybe that's the reason why I don't want to paint the Aspen.
Oh. Well, it's because, like,
if I ever do paint this car, I'm going with Intense Blue Pearl PB3 Chrysler.
Okay. Yeah, hell yeah.
I got this touch-up pen to do a touch-up on the car one time, and I fell in love with it. And I was like, that's going to be the color of a car I'll do one day. Matter of fact, it still got paint in it. So,
Scott, what's up, buddy?
What's up, Scott?
Yeah, man. This project, I'm starting to. I accepted the challenge to get it to Las Vegas for Muscle Cars of the Strip, and there's certain things on the car. The problem is the car's so nice that there's certain things that I'm not willing to do on it because I don't want them to be half-assed. and look like shit. Like the headliner is one thing that I'm probably going to have outsourced. I was going to have the upholstery done, but Legendary, they're 33 weeks out on covers for the seats. And Legendary makes the best seat covers there are, the best upholstery. So I'm going to have to go with PUI. So I'm hoping they don't let me down. But I was going to have the seats done too. And I was going to get new foams and have them shoot the frames while they were all blown apart. But I didn't want to go through all that with that cost to put PUI covers on, which are notoriously less quality than the Legendary covers. So what I'm going to do now, after getting the quotes, so I got a quote for $1,000 to rebuild the seats and basically restore them. But then they're just going to have the less than the best covers on. So I was like, I don't really want to spend all that money only to have like low par covers put on. So I decided, okay, I'll cover the seats, because my cousin used to work for Catskin Leather, and I used to hang out with him after school all the time and watch him do leather jobs. So I kind of have an idea of how it's done and how to get all the wrinkles out with steam and shit like that. So I'm going to try to do the seats myself. The headliner, though, man, I've been watching videos on YouTube on it, and I'm confident that with steam, I could get it pretty, like, non-wrinkled, but I just don't want to take the risk, because the car also needs glass. It's going to need a windshield and a rear window, and I was a little ambitious at first. I was watching some videos, and I was like, fuck, I still don't want to, if I fuck that up, because I'm going to be pushing it towards February to get the car done so that I have, a good portion of March to work out any kinks. But the mechanical shit, like even the transmission, I was going to have the transmission built professionally. And I'm like, fuck, I'm just going to pull it out, swap the tail housing, because it's got a 68 Charger transmission in it. And I need an E-body, which I have the tail shaft on it, because it's got the 2 mounting points for the shifter. So I'm just going to do that myself. And then the glass I'm going to have done. But the headliner, that's going to cost roughly $1,000. So glass is going to cost $400 per hole. So the costs are stacking up, and I don't have that money, so I need to figure out. So now my first goal is just to get the car running. I got underneath the dash, and I saw some melted wires, so I'm like, fuck, not another wiring job. So I got to get some harnesses.
I'll have to jump off here. My wife said, little man's up. He's not feeling good, so.
All right, Layton, thanks for joining me, buddy.
I'm going to jump in here and try to see if I can get him back to bed. He's
all right, brother.
Today. So appreciate you,
man.
On, and
yeah,
I'll catch you on the next one.
All right, brother. We'll see you later. Layton Welding, ladies and gentlemen. You can find him on YouTube. Just look up Layton Welding. Hell of a welder. That's good. Here for the Corinthian leather. Yeah, I'm gonna tackle the seats myself. I was gonna do new foams, paint the frames and shit, but going back to that old saying, we hear it all the time with roadkill, and I've been hearing it a lot from Mike Coffee. Don't get it right, just get it running. It's like he's right. But there's certain things that I just want done right the first time, like the glass and the headliner are the two things I want absolutely done, so I don't have to worry about it. The headliner especially, because for some reason, I don't know why, it bothers me so much. But if I see a really nice car, and I look up and the headliner looks like shit, it's got wrinkles, sagging, I don't know why, that's probably one of my biggest pet peeves. The other thing that is really starting to bother me with the car, as I'm putting it together, is, putting the hoses and shit on. I'm like, oh, Dutch Guys is in the house. I'm putting these hoses on, and like, the car is nice enough where I probably should be putting on the correct shit, but I'm just throwing everything that I have laying around so I don't have to buy shit for it on the car. And I just need to get it to Vegas, and then once it's there and I complete that challenge, then I can go back and start going over all the little things that are bothering me about it. Because like the hose clamps, I don't like the shitty hose clamps. I'd rather just have the originals, even though they're debatable. But I definitely want to get the car running and driving first and foremost. So that's the plan. What's up, Cheeto Fingers? What are you doing?
I was wondering if you read that or not.
Oh, I did. So what's up? Your wife wanted you to buy 2 new cars? What's up? Dutch Guy's Garage in the house, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, she always wants me to buy stuff.
Shit, didn't you just get a nice new car? A new truck?
I bought her a new truck, yeah.
Yeah. What was she trying to get you to buy?
2 parts cars.
Aspens?
Yeah.
Where do you find these things, dude?
They find me most of the time, unfortunately.
Oh yeah, I imagine.
When you get to be known for just one thing and one thing in particular, they fall out of the sky.
That is funny. So what's happening, dude? You're working on the wagon. Why can't you make up your mind what you're going to do with that car?
Well, the engine bay was fine when the Slant 6 was in there.
Yeah.
But now we put this new shiny stroker big block, and now the rest of the engine bay looks terrible.
Now, why didn't you think about doing that shit when the engine was out?
Well, see, I wanted to, but I built that car at my dad's because he wanted to be a part of it and all kinds of stuff like that. And he has this new shop. He added on to his old shop. And I was like, we should paint the engine bay before we put it in there. But he didn't want to smell paint fumes for a week. So now I got to take 3 steps backwards to, yeah.
So are you gonna yank the engine, or are you gonna tape around it? What are you gonna do?
I originally was going to bag it, but I really should redo the seam stealer along the firewall. And now there's a big monster in the way instead of a small one. So there's no, I already took the exhaust off the car and all the wiring and everything's already gutted. So I just 45 minutes tomorrow, I'll pull the motor and transmission out.
Sounds like a plan. I'm still amazed with the engine bay you did on the, I think it was one of your 43 cars, with just a little fucking Harbor Freight gun, right? Wasn't it a Harbor Freight gun?
Yeah, it was a $12 touch-up gun, and it was the best gun I've ever bought. I got like $400 or $500 paint guns, and this thing's way better. And for $12, if you don't feel like spending the $15 on paint thinner, you just throw it away.
Oh, that's hilarious. It goes to show that you don't need the fucking high dollar shit to produce good results. You know what I mean?
Well, the funny part is my air compressor took a crap. So I went down to Menards and bought the cheapest pancake compressor like you use for trim nails.
Yeah. And
that's what I painted with. A $60 air compressor and a $12 gun.
Wow. That's crazy. It was able to keep the compressor was able to keep up with that thing, or what?
I was amazed it was. I didn't lose air pressure at all. Well, it only runs off 35 to 40.
Oh, okay.
And it just maintained it the whole time. And then I tried pushing it even further, and I did some other, or worked on that 73 truck I was working on, and I sprayed 3 cups straight, and it never faulted.
Wow. How big of a spray pattern can you get with that thing?
Oh, it's not very big. It's a touch-up gun, so you're only getting like 3 inches.
Yeah.
But if you're doing an engine bay, that's all you need.
Yeah. Interesting.
I was going to experiment. I was going to paint my plow truck and see how efficient it was.
Oh, man. Oh, yeah. Another thing I was going to ask you, what's this hydraulic drift brake I saw you posting about? What the hell's that? What are you doing there?
Well, with the autocross stuff.
Yeah.
I'm in the wrong class. I'm in the KMT class, which is just like there's cars with full Hotchkiss suspensions, and like I raced against a 65 Chevelle, Malibu, whatever you want to call it. He had $100,000 in his car, and it was basically a new Corvette with a Chevelle body. So I'm a little bit faltered running all 1978 suspension. So the only way that I can pick up is in corners because I got 400 horsepower, so I can do fine in the straights.
Yeah.
So my theory is, because I've been usually just powering over as much as I can, so I think if I could power over more with a drift brake, I should make better times, in theory.
So you're on stock suspension or what? What have you done to that thing?
It's stock Super Coupe suspension, so it's the upgraded suspension.
Yeah, sure.
But I went through and everything's polyurethane under the front. It's got firm field control arms and new leaf springs in the back. And yeah, if it moves or shakes, it got replaced. So, and I did do the police upgrade, so the tie rods they're 11/16 over 7/16 and stuff like that. But wanted to build the car for the best you could do in 1978.
Yeah, for sure.
And it's been a blast this year, just doing that.
Is it pretty competitive compared to some of the high dollar shit or what?
My last race, I actually beat 4 Miatas and 2 Corvettes.
No shit.
And the 2 Corvettes were a 2002 and a 2006. The guy with the 2006 couldn't drive, but I beat Miatas. So
that's kind of what they're built for.
Yeah.
Fucking autocross. So it's amazing that your boat goes in there and fucking beats them. Man, if you can't toss a little Miata around the track, but those things are, I mean, I imagine the ones that you're running against are pretty underpowered if they weren't modified at all.
Well, that's the thing about autocross is you don't have to be. Everybody thinks horsepower and ooga dooga ooga. I'm gonna go fast, and autocross takes all that away. You know, you can have the slowest car in the world, and you can still be competitive.
How many different classes are there? I don't know too much about the classes in autocross.
Way too many. Way too many. That is one of the most confusing things when you start out. Because you have no idea what classes. I think there's 82 classes.
Holy shit.
So, like, when I first time I did it, I didn't know what class to sign up for. So I'm reading all the rules. I got about halfway through, and I'm like, I think I'm in modified street class. And then I got there, and the guy looks at me and looks at the car, and he says, "You're in the wrong class. We have to move you." And then it turns out it was like Z06 Corvettes on like Pirelli, high performance tires and stuff.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I don't think I would have done well with Cooper Cobras that day.
Oh man, you should send Cooper Tires some video of that thing going around the track and be like, "Hey, look, you got to sponsor me, man. I'm out here running these fucking things." Look at this fucking thing. Oh man.
But that last race I did, 2 of the guys in the Miatas come over and they're looking. They're like, "Where did you find Cooper Cobras at? Have they not sold those in like 30 years?"
Oh my god.
I was like, "Yeah, man, that's a barn find. I just pulled it out."
Oh my god, that's hilarious. Wow.
But yeah, the front Coopers I destroyed. The whole sidewalls are just 8.
The last time I saw autocross, there's a little track by my house called Evergreen Speedway, and I go there, and the first car I see out is a fucking Tesla, and I'm like, oh man. Do you guys got any Teslas out there running the autocross?
I didn't. I was hoping to see some this year, but I didn't actually see one at all the races we did.
I gotta be honest. These fucking things are pretty amazing.
Yeah,
I fucking hate them, but there's no doubt that they are fast as fuck. And if they got the right driver behind the wheel, I was pretty impressed. I was like, wow. The only other thing that really, because you get the normal guys with the Subarus and shit. The other car that I guess it's a car. They're taking these side by sides, putting street tires on them, getting them all low to the ground and shit, and they're running side by sides in autocross. And I was like, whoa, that looks
I haven't
cool.
seen that.
Yeah,
that sounds cool though.
It's pretty damn cool. Around here, I've seen. I know you can drive them on the street as long as you get plates and shit, which I think is pretty cool. But when I was at SEMA, they had one that was like built for the street, and I was like, that is pretty fucking cool. But until I saw one on the track, I was like, oh shit, you can do that with them? Pretty amazing, but it's like you're taking something that was built for off-road and you're completely, you got to recalibrate it for road racing.
Yeah.
So, but definitely interesting. Yeah, they come up with some creative shit around here. Well, what is it with the Corvette guys? There's always a Corvette guy that has a stock Corvette and he goes to the autocross and he cannot drive for shit. Like, I don't know what it is about those guys.
I love those guys though, because some of them will drive their cars absolutely stupid and it's hilarious to watch. I watched a guy 360 his brand new Corvette this year in the dirt.
Oh God.
And then he couldn't get out, so we had to go help him push the brand new Corvette out.
Oh,
and then I met a guy, he had a brand new 392 wide body, and he had no idea how to drive it. And he spun that car out. And I went to go talk to him because we're the only two Dodges there that day, so I figured camaraderie, biggest dick in the world.
Oh yeah, because you're lower class compared to him.
Well, I pulled up next to him like, hey man, those are some nice fender flares. I wonder where they got the idea.
That's hilarious. Yeah, he didn't even know what kind of car it was. I guarantee it. He's probably like, what the fuck is that thing?
Yeah, that's why I think he went in and traded his BMW in for it or something, because that was the mentality.
Sure. What I can appreciate is the guys that, even if they can't drive, they push their shit a little bit too far compared to the guys that go out there and pussyfoot. It's like, are you racing or what, dude? You can go fucking drive like that around the roundabouts in town. What are you doing? Push the fucking car. If I don't hear your tires screeching, you're not fucking trying hard enough. You know what I mean? Dean asked a good question. I don't know the answer to this. Is there a tire hardness value you can't go under?
It depends on the class, but it's like in the stock classes you need to be it's 200 tread wear.
Oh, okay.
That's the new tires I'm running in the spring. I switched to a 17x9 on all four corners, and I'm running a 200 tread wear Federals.
Okay.
So way different than Cooper Cobras.
Would you have to run a different class if you went out there with like NASCAR type slicks?
No, that KMT class is just so open. That's kind of where I screwed up. Is I should be in the factory stock class.
Okay.
Which I would be against, like, I think it's 1975 through 1995 rear-wheel drive cars.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And that's where I should be, but I changed my rear axle. So by changing my rear axle and my intake, I'm not qualified for the class anymore.
Oh, shit.
So it's like, I don't want to put an 8 1/4 back in the car just to...
Why'd you tell him? Fuck.
Well, if you win and if you do well in points, and then somebody looks at your car wrong, and
should be like, I'm a Chevy guy. I don't know shit about these things. I just bought it. Yeah. It looks like a lot of fun. I would like to autocross the CSX that I have. I think that would be fun.
That's my winter autocross car.
Yeah.
Because our autocrosses keep going in the winter.
No shit.
Yeah, except they do them on lakes.
Really?
Yeah, they'll go out there and carve a course through the snow, and then you'll go out there and ice race.
So what do you have? You have to have like studded tires or what?
You're gonna want to, but yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's interesting. I always ran a competition snow racing tire on my daily drivers in the winter, and they're fully available, like studded all the way across. Wow. So I'm gonna go race my Shadow this winter.
Oh hell yeah, dude! Definitely get a video of that. That sounds like some fun.
Oh, it's a slushy, wet mess, but it's a blast.
I was we had a little dusting of snow, nothing like what you guys get in Michigan. Snow and the fucking world shuts down, and I was in the garbage truck today, and for about 5 minutes I forgot that it had snowed, and I backed down this fucking road, and there is no turnaround. You back down, grab your shit, and then you get out. And I got to the bottom, and I tried to, and I had my diff lock on. That gives me a little bit of extra traction. I tried to get out of it, and the ass end's just, and when you're in a garbage, it's different in a garbage truck. You're sitting there like, oh shit, how am I going to get out of this one? And I backed. Once I realized that I was screwed and I needed a running start, I had about 10 feet behind me up into their fence. So I backed up all the way to the fence and I just gave it a running start, dude. And I just had to burn them until it caught and went. And I was like, shit, I would love to see a garbage guy in this situation from the outside looking in and be like, oh, because I always get a kick out of it when I have to burn tire a little bit in those trucks. Like, oops. But, yeah, man, you guys get some gnarly snow. How much snow you got up there right now?
None.
Really? I thought you guys just got hammered.
Thanksgiving week we did.
Wow, and it's gone that quick, huh?
Yeah, it was gone in 3 days.
Oh, wow. I thought once you guys got it, it was you're shoveling for the rest of the year.
Oh, well, ever since those winds changed or whatever, something happened 3 years ago. We haven't seen snow until February.
Oh, really?
Like, I drove my one Aspen on Christmas for the past 3 years because there's no snow and there's no salt.
Oh, wow.
But we got that snow randomly, and now we have nothing, and it's like 50 degrees outside. And I can't drive the cars because they salted.
Oh, shit, yeah. Smart man. I was going to ask you if you take those things out in the snow.
No. Soon as the salt drops, then yeah, no more fun.
Yeah. Smart move. I get a kick out of it when I see like those old school pictures of people where they got their old Mopar muscle cars out in the snow and shit. And I'm like, oh, that's so cool. It's like, well, that's how they fucking lost them. That's how they brought it out.
Yep.
I was really surprised when I got underneath my Roadrunner for the first time because it's actually coded to one of the options that the guy clicked off on was factory undercoating. So when I got underneath it, I was like, wow, this is one of the more solid Mopars I've ever seen. I was like, holy shit, not a speck of rust on the underside of this thing. Yeah, I'm surprised more people didn't order that shit.
I think it was standard up here.
It would surprise me because I believe the car was originally shipped to New York. I think it was an East Coast car. That's why I think it had undercoating because I've never seen, at least the Mopars that I've owned, I've never seen undercoating on any of them. So,
must be nice.
Yeah. Are any of your F bodies undercoated?
Every single one of them.
Oh.
And then the bad part was somebody thought at some point, like late 77, let's undercoat the engine bays. That should be a thing.
Really? I didn't know that.
Oh, it's horrible. And it's a different undercoating than what's under the cars. It's like, you ever did like flat tar roofing?
No, I've never done it personally.
Well,
you can't get it off, huh?
You can, or it comes off in a big strip with all the paint underneath. So you got to like attack it with diesel and kerosene, and then just all the paper towels.
Jesus.
Or it's all hardened to the point where it just comes off in chunks. It's just a disaster.
Crazy. Let me ask you, what did you think about that tin grill from earlier? Be honest. Kind of tacky? Kind of tacky or what?
I didn't get to see the interior too well. My phone was dying, but the scoops are interesting. I haven't seen that done before.
Neither have I. The asshole in me goes, yeah, I want people to hate on it because I think that's funny. The purist in me, like everything, like it's got Plymouth side scoops and like Dodge hood scoops. I'm like, I think he's trying a little too hard, but let's take a look at it again. I really like, I don't know why it's the pistol grip that does it for me. I guess I'm a whore for pistol grips now.
No, I cut up an original pistol grip today.
Did you?
Yeah, I made a drift handle out of it.
Okay, that's but that's badass. Let's see here. Yeah, the interior is nothing special. It's got one of those shitty fucking saddle covers on it. I think it's cool.
Yeah, I like the top wheel.
Big block in it. I don't know. I think it sits right. I don't know how I feel about the scoops though. That's the only thing. The hood, it's all right. Just because it's the bird bath and the scoops kind of fit in there nicely.
Yeah. That's hopefully they're not actually like cut through the hood, because that'd be like an engine washing station.
Oh shit, right? Yeah, I don't think he has any pictures where you can see if it is.
I do like the grill though. I haven't seen the color coded grill except the M80s.
Yeah, so this guy clearly, I'm 99.9% sure that's custom, that he painted it like that. Because he also painted the turn signals in the grill. But it's I don't know, it's a cool little truck. I wouldn't mind having it. I just got no money for it. So.
Oh, I feel you there. I got to cut mine up. So.
What's up, Dust Devil? Yeah, this Roadrunner, man. I love the car, but I realize now why I don't like having nice shit. Like, I'm just like, man, just give me something ratty. That way, like, if it was a ratty car, this challenge would be nothing, because I'm like, okay, just get it running and driving. But now I'm like, it's a nice enough car where it's like, I don't want it to have it look like I half-assed shit just to get it there. You know what I mean? But at this point, there's not too much like all the shit that I could legitimately half-ass to have look like shit is already done, and it looks good. So it's basically just little bullshit that I'm gonna have to fix later on. But have you ever torn apart a 833?
A little bit. No, I don't think I actually put it back together.
Okay. I'm just trying to get an idea of somebody who's maybe I'll talk to Jed. He's probably done it a few times, but I need to figure out how hard it is to do some bearings and just a basic rebuild on one.
I'd talk to the tallest of Johns.
Oh yeah, no shit. What the fuck am I thinking? Tall John. Fuck. He rarely shows up anymore. I gotta give him a call. I haven't talked to him in a minute.
He's been busy. He's been busy with buses.
Yeah. That's what I figured. Usually when he goes quiet, you see him later on, he's like, yeah, fuck. Been dealing with all that shit. Yeah, I should give him a call. That's a good idea.
I just sent him 2 distributors this week, so.
Did you?
Yeah, I'm gonna see if he can fix my advanced problems. So.
Yeah, definitely. I know that I did look up I was looking up information on the A33, and I just ran across a couple of Jed's videos on adjusting the linkage and shit. And then I have a Hurst competition shifter, but it looks like it could be rebuilt. Like the grease is super dirty and shit. And I'm like, I don't know if I kind of want to, at least put new grease on the fucking thing. It looks good. It just, I don't know. It's been sitting around. It's all dirty and shit. I'm like, all right, I'll get that cleaned up. But yeah, I'm fucking Tall John. He never shows up anymore, so I always forget about him. And then he shows up randomly, and he's like, "Hey, what's up?" And I'm like, "What's up, dude?" And then he's gone.
Well, you got to remember, in our part of the world, it's 2:30.
That's true. Oh yeah, no shit. Dust Devil, yes. As far as the 833, I do. I have the tail housing that I need. Everything else, I believe, interchanges. So I should be able just to swap the tail housing and be good. But I figured if I'm going to be doing that and I'm going to be pulling it out, because the whole gear set and shit comes out. So I'm like, all right, if it's going to be out, I want to change the bearings, but I suppose I could just check to make sure they're good. And if they're good, I could just throw it back together and just... for the whole car, I need a windshield and carpet. And if I wanted to be picky, seat upholstery, headliner, Other than that, it has everything I need to get it to, with the exception of things that I want to change. Like I got underneath the dash, and I saw from the engine bay, I saw that the bulkhead had a couple terminals that were burnt up. And I was like, shit. So I got underneath the dash, and I saw that the radio had a couple terminals on the radio had been burned up, because it's still a factory radio. And so now I'm like, all right, I'm gonna do 2 harnesses, because I have all the wiring for it, but it's all fucking old Mopar brittle ass shit. I'm like, God, I don't want to throw it all together and have to deal with that. So I already bought an engine harness. Now I'm probably gonna buy an under dash harness, because I have to pull the dash out anyway to put a new pad on it. So my problem with projects is like right now, if I wanted to do the dash pad, I could. And then probably when I'm under there, I'll probably yank out all the wiring. The problem is when I do that shit and I don't have the parts to continue the fucking job, then it ends up sitting and I don't fucking do anything with it. And it fucking ends up being on my list of shit that I have to get to. So I'm waiting to tackle certain things until I have all the parts. Like tonight I was just down there putting the fuel sending unit in the tank, because I have a brand new tank for it. And then I realized, oh shit, I got underneath, and I was like, fuck, I need fuel lines. Oh shit, I need brake lines. So like little things are starting to add up, but I still need to go through all the boxes of shit that I have. Oh yeah, Ryan, he's got a lot of those B bodies, huh? Those 71 to 74 B bodies.
Are you gonna do? What are you gonna do for lines? Are you gonna order from inline?
I don't know. I haven't even thought about it. I would like to get pre-bent shit. I don't want to have to bend anything myself. Are they pretty? How much is it per line? Like $100 or something?
For inline?
Yeah.
I think it's like for the 2 lines that go from the proportioning valve to the master cylinder, and then for the 2 fronts is like altogether is like $150.
Okay.
And then you order the rear separate.
I just want to make it as easy as possible. But if shit like that, I want to do right. Yeah, that shit. Because I mean, I have enough for the fuel line. I have enough to run a fucking fire hazard all the way to the back. You know what I mean? But I'm like, no, let's do it half-ass right. You know.
So I had a big fight with inline, so that was.
Oh really?
Yeah. There's there's always differences in brake lines and stuff like that.
Sure.
There was a year separation on the brake lines for the F bodies, and I told them they were wrong, and they didn't want to acknowledge that they were wrong. So I had to send them a bunch of pictures showing them that they were wrong, and that they just never did anything about it. So if you ever want to order brake lines that are supposed to be correct for like restoration, they won't be right.
It's funny with some of these companies, like, I won't say who, but I've called a couple different carpet companies because I'm confused. When I go to look at carpet kits for this car, there's only 2 available. There's either there's the bench seat with the 4-speed or the buckets with the 4-speed in the console. But I'm like, well, mine doesn't have a console, but it is buckets and it does have a 4-speed. And everybody keeps telling me to do the bench seat carpet, but I thought that the bench seat would put the shifter in a different place. Am I wrong?
Because F bodies, it's not. But those are, I don't know. You got different cars.
Yeah. I need to figure it out because it's just pissing me off. Like little things like that. Because I know I need the carpet with the hump, but I don't know if it's in the same spot for a bench seat car as a bucket seat car. I would imagine it would be, but
well, I would look at the Weldon humps for the cars,
because if the Weldon humps are the same for any 4-speed, then it has to be the 4-speed carpet, right? That's what I would think. So I just got a little bit suspect when I ask them an easy question like that, and they're like, "Hold on, can I put you on hold for a minute?" And I'm like, "Fuck, isn't that like? Do you guys do this shit for a living? Shouldn't you know that?"
2-wheel drive or 4-wheel drive windshield wipers.
Yeah, no shit. Oh man, I when I had my blue truck and I'd tell kids at O'Reilly's or fucking whatever auto parts store that I already knew. I'd tell them 76 Dodge D150 or a D100 with a slant six, and then they'd get to the engine part and they're like, "What kind of engine was it?" And I was like, "Well, what options do you have there?" Did I say slant six? Like, come on, guys, fuck.
Going to an O'Reilly's and ask for removable wipers.
Oh, it's funny. I guess it makes me feel bad, and I try not to laugh in their face. I try to give them a quick little spiel on it, Mopar stuff. I go, when a guy's got a slant six, there's only one thing it can be. It ain't no V8. So, but yeah, it's funny. And the shit that they have to ask you the year and shit for, it's like, I'm asking for a universal fucking part, dude. Like, what are we doing here? Like, fuck. But
yeah, that's yeah, the times we live in.
Yes, sir. Man, that ice racing shit sounds fun, dude. I don't know about how thick is the ice of that lake?
Oh, it'll be like 2-3 feet.
Oh shit. Okay.
The people will drive their 1-ton diesel trucks out in the lake next to their hunting shanties or fishing shanties.
Oh shit! And nobody's ever popped through.
Oh yeah, that happens every year, but you gotta pick and choose your battles.
On the racetrack?
Oh no, never on the racetrack. But I mean, people fall through the ice all the time and being stupid.
Okay.
But.
Oh yeah, for sure. I'm thinking on the racetrack. I'm like, guy's making his best time ever and fucking pops through the ice.
No, that won't happen.
Oh,
last year I was gonna go, and I got everything ready, got the car ready, and the whole 4 days before it was 60 degrees. And
oh my God.
Every day. And I was like, yeah, I don't think I'm going to go out there.
Dude,
can you hear this cat snoring? No?
No.
Okay.
You got a snoring cat?
She's extremely overweight.
Oh, yeah. Tall John will talk about my overweight snoring. So what are the odds of getting you on a plane to come out to Vegas in March? 0 to none or what?
I'll be honest, we have way too much going on next year for that.
I feel you, man. I feel you.
We're booked for Carlisle for the week because I don't know if you've seen the announcement, but Carlisle this year is focused on the Malazze era cars.
Yes. Man, I'm so happy for you. I don't know if I'm going to make it this year, but I really want to. I really want to for this one. Have you talked to him about getting one of your cars in the building?
No, I am not that guy.
Oh, okay, I see. But you're like the F-body guy. You're like the king of that shit. you and Brian.
Oh, Metzler? Metzler doesn't even have any cars.
What?
He's got a Conquest.
So what's he doing running the fucking page? I thought he was like you and had a bunch of those cars.
No.
Oh shit. So you're the king of the castle then, huh? All right.
I don't claim to be anything.
Who's got a bigger collection than you? Please tell me.
There's one guy in Ohio that's got 35.
One guy in Ohio that has an ungodly number. Okay. So that puts you what, second?
Second or third.
Okay, yeah. All right.
My good friend in Massachusetts, he's about the same age as me, and him and I actually have almost identical collections.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Except he's only got one that runs. But he buys like nice ones, and then he doesn't have the room to work on them, unfortunately, but he just keeps buying them. So he's got a bunch of really nice, pretty cars, like no rust or anything like that, but none of them run. And I give him crap all the time.
Yeah, just get one of them running. Fuck, if you got that many.
Well, he went and looked at a black 77 T-top 4-speed car this year that I was going to buy. And he went and looked at it. I called him and I said, well, am I sending you any money? He said, nope, I'm driving it home.
Ooh, a driver. So what happened to that one if he drove it?
He bought it for himself.
Oh. But it's running, right?
Oh, that's what I'm very happy about. Is he finally bought something
Okay.
because he had a beautiful Plymouth Super Coupe and had a lot of fun with it for many years. And he put FI Tech on it, and he has never enjoyed the car since.
Really, I can't, man. You know, I keep hearing about these guys get this fuel injection. They end up hating it. I keep hearing it time and time again. I think it's too early in that shit. They need to work out all the kinks.
Yeah, he bought the command center and all that stuff, and nothing ever meshed, and there's no FI Tech customer support. So
Wow.
his car's been parked for 3 years because of it.
Wow. Damn. Yank that fuel injection the fuck out of there.
Well, he did the in-tank pump and all that shit.
Oh yeah, so he'd have to go through all that shit. Wow.
So that's what I told him. I said, you need to put a Edelbrock around there and go drive your car again.
Yeah. No shit.
That's what they make pressure regulators for.
You know, Dean, the Chrysler Conquest, Mitsubishi Starion, whatever. I really wish that there hadn't been the Diamond Star thing. I do like the style of the car, but it's another car like the Daytonas where at least that one's rear wheel drive. But I'm like, damn, should have had a small block Mopar in it, dude, with a little bit less of the electronic bullshit. Like the Daytonas, man, if they had just made the Daytona rear wheel drive with a small block, they would have sold so many of those cars. My God.
Did you ever see the prototype designs for the Roadrunner they're going to make in the 80s?
The Roadrunner they're going to... Now I got to look that up. Roadrunner prototype, huh?
Well, there was also the CUDA prototype. I'm sure you've seen that one.
I've seen that one, yeah.
Yeah, there was the Roadrunner never got beyond sketches, but there's a little article about them. They look very Fox body-ish.
Really? Man. Well, the Daytona, I've said it before. If they had made that a small block rear-wheel drive car, you put any year Daytona up against a Fox body, and I'm like, the Daytona wins every time in my book for styling. Fuck. The Fox body is a box. Like, I don't understand the appeal of those cars. I really don't. Aside from them being lightweight and V8 powered rear-wheel drive cars.
And the Daytonas aren't that bad to actually make into a V8. The direct connection kits they're not really that complicated.
Really? I've never seen one. If I ever see one on eBay, I'm going to try to buy it. But there was a company that was supposed to be making them.
I have two in my basement.
What? How much you want for one of them?
One's not even opened.
Are you shitting me, dude?
No.
Don't tell me you haven't heard me talk about converting one of those to rear-wheel drive. How easy would it be to reproduce the kit?
You'd have to weld.
But I mean, you took it to like it's nothing too complicated, right?
No, there's some things I would change on it though. It's pretty crude.
Oh man, dude, so you have one out of the box? You can send me some pictures of, or what?
Yeah, that's pretty rusty.
I don't give a shit. I just need to see what I need to do because I got Daytonas sitting around, dude. I want to convert one.
Yeah, it's getting the rear axle quite right, but I think if I were to do it, I would just put 8 1/4 in the back.
Yeah. I can't find anything about this. I can't find anything about this prototype you're talking about.
I'll send it to you.
Oh wait, I see here. They kind of look like the Charger. Is that what?
Mm-mm. It looks like a Fox body and a Monte Carlo had a baby.
Hold on, let me see if this is what you're talking about. This thing?
No, that's the CUDAs.
Oh, okay. It says 85 CUDA and 85.
Right there. Scroll down.
That thing?
That's on my...
Fuck.
I told you.
Oh my God.
Fox body and Monte Carlo had a baby.
See, there's certain bullets that have been dodged. That's one of them. Good Lord. Lord, you in that description. Oh my God. Wow. That guy is no longer a designer for Chrysler. That's funny. Wow. Fuck. Like even the Chargers look better than the Fox bodies in my opinion.
Well, I guess the white CUDA still exists.
No shit.
Yeah, that's my Mopar collector's guide. I know a guy that works there, and he finds all kinds of crazy stuff. Super nice guy, though. Super nice.
I gotta ask you some more about these direct connection kits. How long have you had these? Where'd you get them?
Oh, I think Dad got them in the early 90s when the local Dodge dealer went out of business.
Okay.
And then my first car was gonna be a Shadow when I was like 7. And then we were gonna convert one, but we never did. And then I got the Laser, the Chrysler Laser, same thing as the Daytona.
Oh yeah.
And then we were gonna convert that one. And then I bought a Ram Charger. It never happened.
You don't have any. What would you swap now? What do you got?
My Shadow.
And that's you could still use that kit for that car.
That's what I'm told.
Really interesting.
But my Shadow's got a 3.0, so the likelihood of it ever blowing up is the likelihood of a Slant 6 blowing up.
Well, if you ever want to send me one of those kits, even the rusty one, so I can take it to somebody who knows how to fab, I want to knock off about 5 of them. So I have,
that would be expensive to ship.
How big is it?
It's a whole
subframe?
K-frame. It's a whole K-frame.
Okay.
But they're real goofy looking.
Really? Interesting.
And I think if I remember right, you got to run like a weird rotor or something in the front. I don't remember. There's some form of directions with the one.
Interesting. Man, it's a YouTube video just waiting to happen. Hey, I bet you guys haven't seen one of these. Look at all these cool directions.
Well, I have to get off my butt and actually do YouTube things again.
Yeah, what are you doing? Fuck.
Working. Making sure everybody's got milk to drink.
I hear you, man. Well, shit, man. I think I'm gonna call it for tonight. I got some bonus content I need to work on. It's starting to get late over here too, and you're looking a little tired, Dustin.
I'm actually like, I had a pop. I don't drink pop.
Okay.
So like I don't do any sugar or caffeine, and I had a pop about 9:30 in the garage. I think that was a mistake.
Yeah, that's keeping you going? Shit.
Well, when you don't have any caffeine.
I can drink like a couple tall boy energy drink. Yeah, that's true. I can drink like, fuck. I could probably drink a 6-pack of the tall boy fucking energy drinks and it wouldn't even faze me.
Yeah, I had a 12-ounce ginger ale. I'm just a rebel.
Good God. Oh, we're going to have to send you to rehab and have an intervention.
I know, but I got to get up tomorrow and go pull a big block. So.
Right on. That sounds like some fun.
That's luckily I fixed my heater tonight though. I realized that you don't make black diesel out of air compressor oil.
What happened with that?
It must have too much moisture in it, but the heater didn't like it.
Huh.
But this black diesel thing, it is the way to go. I don't know if you ever looked into it. But
I saw you shared that video and I watched a little bit of it and then I got distracted or something, but definitely looks interesting. Very interesting.
Well, usually the shop is like $35 for the weekend.
Yeah.
If I use diesel, and using this, it's about $1 a day. So
you've got a pretty big shop though. You need a lot of power to get that thing fucking hot. I have a heat dish, and that keeps me plenty warm.
Well, last weekend we had 16-mile-an-hour winds, and it was 30 outside, so it was probably like 18, and the shop was 72 degrees.
God damn, that's crazy.
but it's fun to play with because you're just using change oil.
Wow, that's crazy.
But I ran my Cummins off of it the other day.
Really? And no issues or anything? Ran good?
Ran fine, didn't smoke. I figured it would have a little smoke to it, but it fired right up.
Wow. How far along are you on that project that you sold?
The green one?
Yeah.
It's stalled at the moment. I bought another one, so now I got 3 crew cabs. And then we're taking my first crew cab that I built. I'm taking the box off of that, and we're putting a ramp truck body on it.
Oh, shit. God, I want a ramp truck so bad.
No. I didn't realize I needed one until I was watching Vice Grip Garage, and then it looked way too handy.
Oh, man.
The truck's already out there. It's already got a diesel in it. It's already got a gear vendor overdrive, so might as well put a ramp on it.
Hell yeah.
So, and the box has got a huge dent in it, so it gets rid of that issue.
Nice. Where you gonna fab up a ramp body or you get one?
No, I already got one.
Oh, nice.
So
well, that's good YouTube content right there, dude.
I'm not doing it. I'm dropping it off.
Oh, okay. I see.
They're gonna have to stretch the frame like 3 feet, and
oh shit.
Yeah, but that truck's from California, so they got a nice frame to cut up.
Oh, nice. Hell yeah. Cool, man. I would love to have a ramp truck with like a van front end.
That van you shared the other day, that thing was crazy.
Man, that one. I've been watching. That guy's been I didn't think he would sell it, but that one's been on the internet. It's like an internet legend. It's been out there for a while. Very cool concept. Way too over my head. I'd like to think that I could take on something like that, but I know. It's like, nope, not for me, but very cool. Brian, that house in Missouri, I don't know about Missouri, dude. Very cool house and very cheap. Shit, man, the amount of house you can get in other states, in the Midwest and in the South, is unbelievable what you can get for that kind of money.
Well, what do houses go for in your area? Are you buying like $700,000 houses?
My house 7 years ago, I bought for $360,000, and right now it's worth just over $700,000. It's because we live in this fucking Google, Microsoft, Boeing area, and all the houses, like you get a Rambler with a 1-car garage. I just saw one in the city that I work in. Rambler, 1-car garage, probably 1,200 square feet for $899,000.
Wow.
It's insane, like beyond insane. If you don't make $100,000 a year here, like if you make $100,000 a year here, you're kind of still slumming it check to check. That's how expensive shit is here, as far as housing. Apartments, you're spending $2,500 a month for something livable that you could actually have a kid and like a family in. It's unbelievable. Unbelievable.
Well, if it makes you feel better, I bought my house 5 years ago. It's 3,200 square feet. It's all been remodeled. It's got 10-foot ceilings, 4 bedrooms, 3 bathrooms, 5 acres. It was $101,000.
Jesus Christ. My God. I would be, if my wife and I could move to a different part of the country and make what we make, I would be bawling so hard. I would have some serious shit in the garage. Oh man. The problem is like where I'm at now. Like sometimes I think, cause I like Washington, like as far as the scenery and shit. Like I like the mountains and stuff, but the politics and the cost of shit. Like if I wanted to sell my house and get a place with a garage, I'm spending over $1 million. I haven't seen anything that would fit what I need, and I really don't even need that much. I just want a detached garage that I can have a handful of projects in and a lift. That's all I want, and it's over $1 million.
That's insane.
Dude, it's beyond that. Like, it's stupid. And the thing is I can't get my wife to move because I'm like, we have enough equity in our house right now where we could go buy a place cash and have money left over. And she doesn't want to leave her job.
Is Oregon the same way?
Yeah. The whole West Coast is screwed. It's insane. Unless if you bought 7 years ago, you could have got something decent for a decent price. Like, even back 7 years ago, like, I watched this. We bought in February, and I found this house that we're living in right now for $400,000 in October, and I watched it drop in price, and we made a deal at $360. My boy Trump got in office, and this thing just went, "Pew!" And I was like, yes, make America great again. And then now it's starting to go down. Like, I think we lost about 40 or 50,000. But still, I mean, still 300 grand liquid money if I were to sell here. You know what I mean? With the equity I got. And from what I've seen, that can put a very nice down payment on something crazy in the Midwest or in the South. Like, I can't believe what you can get for that kind of money, but I'm so conditioned to the prices of shit around here.
Oh, it's 2 houses down that there was a 4-bedroom, 3-bathroom farmhouse, all redone, and then I had a 100 by 200 pole barn, and it was sectioned in half, like half was storage and then half was insulated. It only sold for 190.
My God, dude.
What would you do with a 100 by 200 pole barn?
Dance naked. I would be dancing that thing naked around it. Oh, man.
Be eating Cheetos naked in a beanbag.
Right. More than I would ever. That's the thing. It just blows my mind, the difference just in area. And I I really like Tennessee. I like parts of Texas. Arkansas was cool. Missouri, I didn't see enough to. I haven't been to a large section of Missouri though, so I'll give it that. But Kentucky was all right, but I don't know. Tennessee was probably my favorite.
Did you see the aspen that was posted in Arkansas this week?
No, I didn't.
Oh, you got to look it up before you get off.
Was it on Craigslist?
It was on Marketplace, and it's on Marketplace and like everywhere. But it's a Aspen 43.
Really?
It is. It's a barn find with 3,000 miles.
What?
Yeah. It's right up your alley, and it sounds like it's right in your pocketbook too.
How much does he want for it?
$40,000.
Holy shit. Marketplace, let's see here. $40,000. Okay, so as an F-body expert, how crazy is he on that price?
Oh, if he owned the methadone clinic.
$40,000. It's probably easier to do on my phone. What kind of condition is this thing? And you said a barn find?
Yeah, and that's it looks like the barn has had a leaky roof for about 45 years.
Oh my God.
And there's like piles of. Well, you'll see. It's wonderful, and the picture quality is just, it's up there.
And it's in Arkansas.
Yeah, I don't know how you haven't seen it. He's posted on every Mopar Facebook group for sale.
Really?
Yeah.
All right, let's see. Oh, yeah. Holy shit. I like how he just sneaks in a picture of a nice one in the middle of the shit.
Oh yeah, that's what you got to do. You got to picture it.
My God, $40,000. Wow.
I got a question. Where do these people get these numbers from?
Well, it's got a 43 on the side. Maybe I'll just add a couple zeros. Oh, man. When was the last time one of these that was in good condition rolled across the auction block? Do you know?
Like just a 43 by itself?
Yeah. Like, what are they bringing? What's the fucking collector market bringing with these?
Well, it depends on condition, but if you're like going top of the line, it's been a couple of years since one has gone across. But the last one that I knew that sold, it was he had it in a marketplace, but it was a private deal. It sold for 38.
Because I'm looking at this thing, you can only assume that it's just rusted to hell.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be terrible.
Man, it's so tough. I mean, 10 grand, I could see him stretching, but it's got low mileage on it. Fuck.
Well, it's a claimed low mileage.
Yeah, true.
They don't have the odometer that flips over, or
that's true.
So,
I mean, from what I can see in the picture, it's just dirty as fuck. It doesn't look like a complete rot box, but until you actually see it in person, you can't really tell. It looks fairly complete.
My Super Coupe was stored on a perfect concrete pad for 30 years.
It's still rusted out.
Gone. No frame rails, lower quarters.
Jesus Christ.
So that car in that condition, I have little faith in.
Man.
But for $40,000, it could be yours.
What if he just mistyped and it was supposed to be 4,000?
Well, he's made multiple posts and he's wording them different. So he's trying to attract an eye to it, but every one of them say 40. Maybe pesos. I'd do some pesos.
You just get a bunch of people together and just everybody offer him like 3 grand, 4 grand, 4,500, and then maybe he'll get the drift. Like, fuck, maybe it's not worth as much as I thought. Or just take a picture of one of yours and be like, hey, for a crazy deal of $25,000, you can have mine instead.
Well, without knowing anything about that car, even if the mileage is correct, I see $2,500.
Really?
Well, what are you buying? You're buying a fender tag that true. Might be there. It might be there, or have the mice ate it.
You're getting a cool little spoiler. You're getting some fenders. You're getting 43 on the side, original.
Well, the 43 on the side's a maybe. I don't even remember if I've seen it or not.
You're talking to the guy who will cut somebody in half, but then post a tin grill for $30,000 and have somebody actually trade him a very nice Roadrunner for that fucking tin grill. I still can't believe that shit. Unfortunately, I knew what I wanted for my truck. I knew it would get it out of my hands, and I got lucky. But I've talked to a couple people like, "Oh, your truck was worth that." No, I'm like, "Fuck, man, I don't think you understand." I was like, I priced it so I wouldn't sell it.
Yeah, and you did good though. I think you did good.
I go back and forth. The thing about the truck that I loved was the paint scheme and the theme of the truck. In reality, it's just a short bed tin grill that was cleaner than a lot that you see, but it had its issues.
The one thing I've thought about, so I've listened to all the podcasts and everything. I've never seen a picture of your Dart.
Really?
Like, never seen nothing.
I don't have any on my computer, but when I found it, the day I actually found it and discovered it, I was going to look at a 75 Duster, and for $800, I go there. Oh wait, I think it was over 1,000. Anyway, because the guy, oh no, it was it was like $700 or $800. I go there, the thing is rotted. It wasn't even worth it. To the point where I was like, oh man, I'm gonna have to pass on this. Like, Bondo everywhere. It had a half vinyl top, and you could stick your finger through it. The carpet, I just put my hand on it, it just went right through. I was like, oh, this thing is gone. It's gone, and it's a '75 slant six car, throwaway car, right? So I'm like, I can't do it. And the guy's like, man, I need it gone. And I'm like, I'm sorry, man, I'm not the guy. And I was really bummed because he said it was solid. And $800 at the time, I was broke and I just wanted a classic Mopar so I could get my hands dirty. And he ended up calling me the next day and going, just take the car. And it was so bad. It was so bad. I was desperate for a car, and he said, just take it. And I was like, man, I'm good. Like, I don't want it. But I left there because I had my buddy come with me because I was all excited. I was like, oh, I'm going to go buy a Mopar, dude. It's a piece of shit, but we'll figure it out. Ratty muscle car. Yeah. We'll yank the slant six and put a small block in it. So we leave there. I'm all depressed and shit. And he goes, we're like a mile away from where we would end up seeing this car. And he's like, man, don't worry, dude. When the time's right, you'll get lucky and you'll find the right car, dude. That just wasn't the right car. And I was like, I know, I'm just fucking, you know me, I'm an impatient, I'm satisfaction now. And like not even 5 minutes later, we turn a corner, and there on the side of the road in this guy's yard is this primered black with like custom culture fucking flame job on it, rattle can 69 Dart and I see it from this, like I'm coming up on the front and I can see down the side of it, and the thing was straight as an arrow. I was like, you've got to be shitting me. And I see the cardboard sign I still have the cardboard sign. It's at $1,500. And I was like, I yank over. I was like, holy shit. And I'm walking up to it, and I knew exactly what it was. I was like, oh, 69 Dart. What are the odds? Right. And because my dad had one, and I walk up to it and I realized because the trim, because it was a Dart custom, the trim on the side was popped off, and I saw that it was F8 green underneath, and that's the same color that my dad's was. And I was like, you've got to be shitting me. And for a second, I thought it might have been my dad's, but it turned out not to be. But I called the guy right there, and I was like, I looked at the car. I was like, no engine in it. It was rattle canned, but I went along the side of it, knocking on it, and I was like, there's no fucking Bondo on this car at all. I was like, holy shit. And at most, it needed lower quarters. Just the little strips on the bottom. I was like, this thing is so damn solid. I was like, $1,500 sold. And like that shell now, like I ended up selling that shell for $2,300. But I just needed to get rid of it at the time. I probably could have gotten, like in today's market, I probably wouldn't have sold it for anything less than $3,000, just because it was so solid. It didn't need a trunk. It needed like a small, maybe $50 size patch on the floor. It was clean. And the guy was out of town, but I ended up buying it and worked out the deal. $1,500. Took it home. Took acetone to the whole thing. It took like, I forget how many gallons, but it took gallons of acetone to get the fucking, because I was curious. I was like, I did the knock test on the car, but until you get the paint off, you never know what you're going to find. And I found very, very clean F8 paint. I was like, you've got to be shitting me. There's not an ounce, not a speck of Bondo on this car. So yeah, I bought $10,000 worth of fucking random shit for it and ended up selling everything. And I think when it was all said and done, I know I did better than breaking even. I think on everything, all the parts included and shit, when it was all said and done, I think I made $1,000. But I stored it for like 5 years or however long I had it. So I was like, oh, fuck, but, yeah, there's a couple pictures floating around. If you go to my Facebook page and you look at my albums, you can find an album on the car. So you can see it when I found it. And then you can see, what little I did to it in those 5 fucking years. Because I was like, I'm just going to buy all these parts. Because I don't know why I thought this way. I was like, I'm going to buy all the parts for it, the engine, all that shit. And then I'm just going to go nuts and put it all in. So it's going to go from a shell to a fucking running car. Never happened. Because for some reason, I got in this mindset where I was like, okay, I bought that. Now I need this. And then I just kept buying parts, and it was stacking up in the garage. Like I had a big block for it, I had all this shit, and then I sent the engine to my buddy who had the machine shop. We were going to build this 451, and it sat at his machine shop and just fucking gathered dust for 3 years or some shit. Never got to build the engine. And then he got sick, gave me all the parts for it, and said, sorry, here you go. I was like, oh, man. And then by that time, I realized I've got $10,000 invested in this project, and nothing has been done to it. See ya. I had lost motivation at that point. And then I also had my blue truck at the time that I was working on, and I started losing motivation on that, and that's when I cut both of them loose and then ended up with a Mr. Norm truck. With, obviously, I had some extra cash, but that's how that happened.
Well, it sounds like my first Aspen.
Yeah, I don't know what the fuck my problem was with that. I did get to the point where, because I was trying to grow the page and shit. And then I started the podcast, and all my spare time, I wasn't very efficient with my time then. And now I'm a little bit more efficient, kind of. I just get distracted on certain things. But with this car actually has a plan. I've actually got it planned out. I still need to put everything on the calendar so I can actually, get everything scheduled. But I'm still waiting on like little bullshit parts like the engine harness. But it should be running. Like, if it's not running by the new year, I'm going to be pissed off at myself. And I'm going to be so far behind on the project where I need it to be, because it really doesn't need much. It's all there. It's basically just the engine's in it. It's rebuilt. Just throwing the new electronics on it just because I don't want to use the old harness. And plugging everything in, and it should fire right off. So we'll see. But
yeah, how long has the motor been sitting?
Where the fuck the paperwork is? It's been sitting for about a year, I think.
You might want to order a priming tool and prime it. That's what I'd do.
Yeah, not a bad idea. But it's when I think about it, part of me is like, I can't believe I got rid of a running and driving truck that I really, really liked for this other fucking project. Am I out of my fucking mind? But when it's all said and done, I think the Roadrunner would be worth more than my truck. So I guess monetarily, it makes more sense. And I've fallen in love with the 71 plus B bodies in the past few years, and I really fucking, every time I go out there, I look at the car and I'm like, God damn, that looks good.
Well, it's nice when the paint's all done, getting over that hurdle, because how many times in your life are you gonna have freaking $15,000 to put into paint? Yeah,
no, it's insane. And I told Pete, the guy I got it from, I was like, I could never afford to put a car in this position. I was like, right. It's just out of my realm. And had he not done the work himself, because he owns a paint shop, body shop, I think if it was just a regular Joe Blow, the trade would have never been done. But he was basically looking at it like, oh, it was all my time, and aside from materials, it was just he built the car when the shop work was slow. So he built it in his spare time, and he got sick and couldn't finish it. So I'm the lucky contestant. So we'll see. I can't fail this project though. Not after getting rid of my dream truck. I keep thinking about that. Like, maybe I should put it up for sale and see how much I could get for it. I'm like, no, dickhead. So you can get some cash and go buy a rust bucket piece of shit. Like, I'll never be able to get another deal like this as far as getting something with paint and body that looks good. And you pop the hood and you go, fuck, I could eat off that engine. Like I said, this car is so out of my realm. Like, it's too good for me. I feel like an asshole having this car, to be honest with you. But
yeah, well, once it's done, you'll get some thorough enjoyment out of it.
Oh, for sure. Absolutely. I can't wait to drive this thing. It's 344 speed car. It should be pretty fun. It dynoed. It was on the engine dyno, and I think it dynoed at 340 horsepower, 340 or 360. I have to look at I've got like fucking a stack of dyno sheets for this thing. And I was starting to look at it because I've never dynoed a car, so I'm looking at the sheets. I fucking barely understand what I'm reading, and then I'm like, oh shit, okay, I see here now. I'm like, oh fuck, it's pretty good. X heads, little intake on it, carb, pretty basic. It's got fucking factory manifolds on it. So,
the 340 manifolds are actually pretty good.
Yeah, it was basically designed to be a nice cruiser. Nothing crazy, nothing extreme, and I'm looking forward to it being just a nice cruiser. Although I have had visions like, fuck, this car's so nice. Like, it's just asking for more shit to get done to it. So I don't know what's going to happen. Maybe eventually I'll get another tin grill and I'll pull this 340 because it's not the original engine or transmission to the car. Mm-hmm. So, and certain liberties have been taken. Like, it's not an original stripe car. It had a white canopy top, and clearly he eliminated that. It didn't have painted bumpers. It doesn't have that option. So he did that. So he took certain liberties. I'm still debating whether or not I want to put the stripe on it. It's got the black. It came with a black reflective stripe. No. I kind of just want to leave it. I like it so much the way it is, but that's like one of the last things I'm even thinking about doing to it, because once I get it running and driving and it's ready to go to Vegas, if I have enough time, I want to have a 1-stage paint correction done on it and a ceramic coating. That way it's just protected, because it does have some swirl marks in it, and I think they came from the cover that I put on the car when it was in storage. I think that's my fault, because I never saw them before, and it kind of pisses me off, because I was like, the car was just sitting there, and I put the cover on very carefully, and the cover had never been on anything else. I was like, I don't know, fuck, and it was a soft cover. I'm like, how the fuck did it get all these scratches in it? But they're so fine that a 1-stage, I mean, I could probably just polish it and it would be fine. But I definitely want to get the ceramic coating on it, just in case I'm an asshole and I fucking almost scratch it again.
Now, are you going to put the Go Wing on it? Like, I know I see a lot of them that have it.
It didn't have one. There have been a lot of liberties taken with the car. I do like it, but I don't want to
drill holes through paint.
The idea of drilling holes in the paint, like here's how dumb I am. Right, I got the Roadrunner horn, and it's just one of the things that I had along with all the other electronics that I was like, I'll just bolt it on really quick. Right, so I go to stick it in, and the little tab on the Roadrunner horn wouldn't fit through the hole, and I was like, fuck, I'm gonna have to drill the car. Right, I'm thinking, fuck, I got to drill this car, and then it dawns on me, it's like, hey, dipshit, just file the tab on the fucking $100 horn. Fucking drill the car. Are you fucking retarded? So I filed the horn, popped it right in. I was like, God, I cannot believe I almost took a drill to this car. I would have killed myself if I would have talked to somebody and then like, why didn't you just file the tab? Because it literally took just get a little paint off it and popped right in just fine. Because I was like, wow, my dumbass almost drilled this fucking car. So no, there will be no drilling on this thing, because I noticed that on the 72s, on the lower quarter behind the door is where the Roadrunner sticker and then the little Roadrunner emblem is. Well, there's no holes drilled for that shit. I'm not drilling them. I'm not fucking drilling them. That's why I've been debating. There's so many liberties taken on this car. It's not a numbers matching car, so it's like, why does it have to be fucking correct? You know what I mean? I like it kind of just the way it is. So we'll see.
Are you still going to put shackles in the back and like 15x10s, or?
It's got 15x10s on it right now with 295s. It's got air shocks. It's got hijackers on it. So,
okay.
It's gonna be a little fucking day 2 street machine with a couple little liberties taken.
Like a 322 or 323 shear grip?
355.
That would be nice. A little high on the highway, but
yeah, it's mostly going to be a street, probably minimum. Well, I guess if I take it to work and shit, a couple of the events close to me, I might take it on the highway, but most of the time it's just going to be tooling around town and shit, to little local shows and stuff. But it'll work. I just want to. My main goal, I have to drive that bitch down the strip in Vegas. I have to.
It should be good for like a 14.5.
Yeah, we'll see. I don't know. If it fucking run, like, I would love to make a pass with it in Vegas. I've been thinking about that too. I guess at that point, like, it's capable of that, but can I shift it like that? I've never had a fucking 4-speed fucking muscle car. So I gotta, once it's running, I gotta go take it out. I have a little street out here that I can go to and practice in it, but I would love to make a pass with it just to fucking do it. You know what I mean? It's like because Vegas, that track is something else, man. It's like when you're there, you're like, it feels like a multi-million-dollar facility because it is a multi-million-dollar facility. So to run it down a track that nice, God, that would be fucking amazing. I would love to get some sweet pictures of that. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. I just gotta get it fucking done first. So.
Well, I feel you there. I feel you.
We'll see. Yeah, there's a difference between me and you, though. You do shit. I talk on a microphone a lot, and all my projects have failed. I've never gotten one on the road successfully. So this is going to have to be the one. I think the van will be running and driving soon. I just got to do a couple things on the van. It's ready to go, so we'll see. But actually, tomorrow I got to go to my storage unit because I decided to stop paying $100 a month because I need all the money I can get to get this project done. And I was like, well, I guess I got a storage unit in the fucking driveway. It's called that van. I'm just going to pack that bitch full of parts. So,
well,
there's that. But,
yeah.
Thanks for hanging out, dude. Appreciate it.
Well, thanks for having me. It's like almost 3:30, so.
All right, buddy. Well, get to bed, and I'll talk to you soon. Send me your shipping information.
For what?
For your prize, dude. Come on.
Oh, all right. I forgot.
All right, never mind. What prize? I'm just kidding. Send me your information, all right?
All right. I'll do that.
All right, buddy. We'll talk to you later.
Later.
See you. And that concludes Friday Night Live, Talking Mopars. Sorry, guys. I was just reading the comments there for a second. Thanks for joining me. Appreciate it. Sometimes it's fun just to hang out and just talk to your buddies, which is basically what we did here. Oh, Brian, I see this message that you sent me. Okay, let me pull this up on. Damn it, I didn't. I wish I would have seen this before I sent Dusten. Look at that thing. Oh, wow. Blown small block in it. 25 grand. That's pretty sweet. I'd rather have that one than the $40,000 one. Cool. Hell yeah. On that note, folks, I've got some more work to do. So I will catch you guys all on the next one. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. And we'll see you next time. If I don't go live before Christmas, have a Merry Christmas. And we'll see you guys later. No Mopar left behind. Oh, hold on. We're not going anywhere yet. That car's been for sale for 2 years. Smokes like a chimney. That's funny. Agent 43. I like that, Dean. I'm going to start calling Dutch guys that. All right, guys. No Mopar left behind. We'll see you next time right here on Talking Mopars. There you have it, my friends. Another episode of Talking Mopars is in the books. For everything you need to know about this show, you know where to go, talkingmopars.com. And you can reach me by emailing Chris at talkingmopars.com or by leaving me a voicemail on my voicemail box at 209-28-MOPAR, and you just might get to hear yourself on the show. So keep sharing those Mopar stories with me and anything else that is on your Mopar addicted mind. Special thanks to my friends at DIYHemi.com. For those of you that don't know, Blake has rebranded DIY Hemi, so although the website is still DIYHemi.com, DIY Hemi is now Sublime Technologies. So if you've been considering swapping swapping a modern Gen 3 Hemi into your classic Mopar, then reach out to Sublime Technologies, get a hold of Blake, and tell them that I sent you. Blake has supported me from the beginning of this show, and I also support him in his mission to Hemi swap the world. Also, don't forget how important it is to keep your Mopar protected from the elements. If you need protection, don't wait. Head on over to TalkingMopars.com, click on the affiliates tab, and go get your Mopar covered today. Before we shut this podcast episode down, if you want some Talking Mopars merchandise like t-shirts, hoodies, stickers, and more, check out the merch shop on TalkingMopars.com. I am working on some new merch. I said that on the last show, and I am going to let you guys know when that new gear is available. One final thing, if you'd like exclusive bonus episodes of the podcast as well as exclusive bonus videos, they are available only to my Facebook subscribers. Become a Facebook supporter today and get immediate access to those benefits as well as a monthly supporter giveaway. You can do all that by going to Talking Mopars Podcast on Facebook and clicking the subscribe button. That's it, my friends. Until we talk again, I am your host, Chris Albrecht, and that was Talking Mopars.
Thank you for listening to Talking Mopars, your direct connection to all things Mopar. Until next time, remember, no Mopar left behind.